Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications. And now, let's join ace broadcaster MAMODE AKUGHA as he takes us inside the Niger Delta. Inside the Niger Delta.
Hello out there and welcome to the program. It's Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region. I'm your regular host, MAMODE AKUGHA.
Inside the Niger Delta.
On Tuesday, 18th February 2025, the Clark, Fuludu, and Bakaderemo families of Kiagbodo in Brotu local government area of Delta State announced the passing of foremost Nigerian nationalist Dr. Senator Edwin Kiagbodo Clark. Clark died at the age of 97 in Abuja on Monday, 17th February 2025, surrounded by family and loved ones. Before his death, the former Federal Commissioner for Information and leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEV, was known for his unbending stance on the tenets of democracy, restructuring, and social justice. Clark was also a mediator who was always ready to broker peace and champion the cause of the politically deprived and marginalized Niger Delta region and its peoples. In the following report, our correspondent takes a dive into the life and times of the late sage.
There's no country where some people are masters, others are slaves. We will never accept it. I'm no longer playing partisan politics, but I will comment on any issue in this country which affect our interests. So I don't know where we are going to. Let us have a Nigeria where we all live together as brothers and sisters of equal status.
Chief Senator Dr. Edwin Kiagbodo Clark, unmistakably known for his firm stance on true federalism, resource control, social justice for the marginalized and deprived people of the Niger Delta region, from where the country continues to make billions, first from oil palm and now crude oil. This was his preoccupation and the center of his advocacy, dating back his early days in politics as a councillor for Bomadi through his tenure as regional, state and federal commissioner, leading to his founding of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, that crystallized his position as a political leader and advocate not just for the Ijaw people but for the peoples of the entire Niger Delta. Pa Edwin Clark was born to an Ijaw father who is from Kiagbodo and an Urobo mother who was from Eruwarien in May of 1927 in what is known today as Brotu local government area of Delta State. Pa Clark, the oldest of his siblings, namely Godfrey Clark, Blessing Clark, and also the popular novelist Johnson Pepe Clark, first lived with their maternal grandmother in Eruwarien, where they had their formative education at Efronto. Later, their father took them back to Kiagbodo, their paternal home, where they were enrolled in the African Church School. Pa Clark also attended secondary school in Okrika before heading to the Government Teacher Training College, which is known today as the Delta State University, Abraka, where he graduated as a teacher. He then launched his career teaching in several schools between 1955 and 1957 in Ofoni, Western Ijaw and Bomadi, as well as being an assistant community development officer before leaving to pursue a law degree at Holborn College in the United Kingdom. While young Clark had always defied all odds to be vocal about his feelings and observations, his active role in the activities of the West African Students' Union at Holborn College further strengthened his confidence to speak truth to power throughout his lifetime. In recognition of this trait, his Ijaw kinsmen gave him his first chieftaincy title as Izoibe Kikilowe, meaning Ijaw man who was taking care of the Ijaw tribe in 1975. The same year he was appointed a federal commissioner for information by the then head of state, General Yakubu Gowon. His foray into active and partisan politics dates back to 1953, when he was elected a councillor for Bomadi as a member of the National Council of Nigeria and the Cameroons, NCNC. Between 1968 and 1971, Chief Clark served as Commissioner for Education and later Finance for the defunct Midwestern region. He also served as Commissioner for Establishment in Bendel State between 1972 and 1975. As Commissioner for Education, he was active in the establishment of a Midwestern College of Technology that became the foundation of the University of Benin. Prior to this time, Clark was among a group of delegates from the Midwest who opposed any ideas of confederation that were raised at an ad hoc constitutional conference set up by Gowon in 1966. He joined the National Party of Nigeria (NPN) and was the treasurer of the party in Bendel State, from where he went to the Nigerian Senate before the Second Republic was truncated by the then General Muhammadu Buhari. Since then, Chief Clark has remained a voice of reason. For example, Chief Clark, who was not from Warri, was seen calling for quick resolution of the Warri crisis from 1997 to 1999, during which time his house in Warri was razed.
Vision is for government to take into consideration all these factors and give the job people their counsel, give the local people their counsel, give the security their counsel. If they want to create 20 local government council for the security.
In 2016, he founded the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF, to unify the region's demands for peaceful dialogue, resource control, environmental preservation, and increased political representation as a pathway to lasting peace and development. Just as his book title, Brutally Frank, which was launched during his 96th birthday in May 2023, the nonagenarian was until his last days frank and unyielding in his demands for responsible governance and an egalitarian society.
Is that what we stand for? Is that our gain? That we live in our home? Because oil is found in our backyard? We have become criminals? We become agitators? Troublemakers? That's what they call us. But these oil facilities are being managed by people from other parts of Nigeria without the participation of the people from the Niger Delta. We are strangers in our own home. How long will this continue?
It is, however, worthy of mention that the elder statesman did not spare even his kinsmen when it comes to development issues and the well-being of the people. He publicly criticized former President Goodluck Jonathan, an Ijaw man whom he advised in an unofficial capacity. At different times, he called out governors in his own Niger Delta region who fell below the expectations of their people. He criticized them for mismanaging public resources as well as their high-handedness that have undermined the peace and development in the oil-rich region. He was a philanthropist who founded the Edwin Clark Foundation and also established the Edwin Clark University in his hometown, Kiagbodo, in 2015. The news of his demise on the 17th of February 2025, just a few months away from his 98th birthday, came as a shock to the people of the Ijaw Nation, the Niger Delta, and indeed the entire Nigeria, who are continuing to mourn and condole with the family he left behind. He is survived by his wife, Dr. Abiola Shodipo Clark, whom he married in 2013, 10 children with over 30 grandchildren and several great-grandchildren. Chief Edwin Kiagbodo Clark will be remembered for being an advocate for his people, the nation and humanity through his unyielding voice. While it is painful to lose such a phenomenal personality, it is however consoling to know that he lived an impactful life, committed to the unity, peace and holistic development of the country.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Since February 14, 2020, when Senator Doyediri, in a rare twist of fate, took over the reins of power in Bayelsa State, he has been described as a miracle governor that has brought prosperity to all Bayelsans. This is on account of the fact that since assumption of office, Governor Diri has rolled out numerous policies, programs and projects aimed at addressing the challenges faced by the people, as well as improving their livelihoods in the oil-rich state. His efforts earned him a second tenure of 4 years, which will enable him to consolidate on his achievements and break new grounds in the advancement of the state. Thursday, February 14, 2025, made it 1 year into his second term. To mark this milestone, Governor Diri led a series of activities, including multiple project inaugurations and a Thanksgiving service to celebrate the administration's journey so far.
Governor Diri's first term between 2020 and 2024 was marked by significant strides in infrastructure, governance and social welfare. Some of his signature projects include the 22.2-kilometer Yenogwa-Oporoma-Ukubie Road, the 42-kilometer Sagbama-Ekeremo Road, the NS Ikoli Media Complex, as well as bridges, schools, hospitals and lots more. He also launched impactful human capital development initiatives such as the Youth Agri-Business Program and a monthly grant scheme for small and medium-scale enterprises in the state. This accomplishment earned him the trust of Bayelsans, leading to his re-election in November 2023. He was then sworn in on the 14th of February 2024 to continue with the massive development effort he had begun across the state. To mark the first anniversary of this second tenure and the 5th anniversary of the Prosperity Administration, the government over the past 2 weeks organized a series of activities, including a medical outreach at Ikarama community in Yenogwa local government area. Community leaders and beneficiaries hailed the governor for his transformative initiatives, which they say have given many of them hope.
For as long as I've been in this community, there have not been something like this for since. But I really appreciate this effort that has been put in place.
I also that God should bless our governor for this free medical treatment.
From there, the governor moved to inauguration of several completed projects across the state. The first was the 1.4-kilometer Collector Road 24 in Okaka, inaugurated by His Excellency the Governor of Cross River State, Senator Basi Otu.
In the name of the Son, and in the name of the Holy Spirit.
Followed by the reconstructed Onoibum Otuoke Road, which links former President Goodluck Jonathan's community. The miracle governor was joined by his counterpart from Plateau State, Caleb Mutfang, for the inauguration.
So I know what Bayelsa looked like many years back and what it is looking like today. I want you to know, sir, that by the time you round up your tenure, you would have left your footprints on the sands of time.
The Akwa Ibom State Governor, Pastor Umoeno, also joined Senator Diri to inaugurate the 2.1-kilometer dual carriageway in the new Yenogwa city, where he described him as a pragmatic and dedicated leader.
It will only take a daring government and a committed government to do what we have seen here. And so we like to congratulate Bayelsa and Bayelsans for supporting a pragmatic leadership to continue to deliver to you the dividend of democracy.
Aside from road infrastructure, other completed projects were inaugurated for use by the people. Notable amongst them are the General Outpatient Center at the 500-bed hospital within Bayelsa Medical University and the Zipline Drone Flight Services Facility, which was launched to ensure the swift delivery of vaccines, blood products, and essential medical supplies to remote areas in the state. Governor Diri, then accompanied by the Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Muhammad Ali Pate also inaugurated the Bayelsa State Hemodialysis Center, a facility designed to transform kidney disease management in the state.
What you're doing today is exactly what we should be doing in each of our states. That state governments invest their resources and federal government complements those investments to address the needs of the people.
My mother died in 2013, and my mother died of renal failure. And so when I became governor, the thoughts that came to me was, okay, why don't you have your own private area for this? Then the other thought was that, no, you are a public servant. You have taken an oath to serve the people of Bayelsa State. So it is not about you as an individual. Do it in a place where all Bayelsans will have access and at a lower cost.
Not yet done. Governor Diri and his team were joined by the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Tajuddin Abbas, member representing Sagbama Ekeremo Federal Constituency, Honorable Fred Agbedi, and the Deputy Governor of Delta State, Monday Onyeme, to witness the official inauguration of the newly built 30-apartment quarters for legislators in the state.
For the service of humanity to declare these very important legislative quarters open on this very day. Thank you.
The neighboring governor of Rivers State, Sir Siminalayi Fubara, then joined Governor Diri to inaugurate the twin labor buildings in the state capital, Yenagoa. Aside from the project inauguration, the Bayelsa state government also laid the foundation for a 25,000 capacity Olympic stadium in the state. Former President Goodluck Jonathan performed the symbolic duties at the site in Igbogene, Yenagoa, in company of other prominent sport stakeholders, including the chairman of the National Sport Commission, Alhaji Shehu Diko, the president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusau, and his predecessor, Amaju Pinnick. Former President Jonathan then commended the administration for its effort and called on other development stakeholders and entities in the state to collaborate with the state government in nurturing and developing sporting talent in the oil-rich state.
Developing sport is not only about encouraging people to go and win medals. As a country, we must have a fund to be properly managed by people, that anybody who has been able to make name in sports, you will never be a beggar until you die. And that will encourage young men and women to invest 100% of their skills and their life into sports.
As part of the anniversary celebrations, a Thanksgiving service was also organized at the Ecumenical Center in Igbogene, which was graced by the Ghanaian pastor Mensa Otabio and several other dignitaries from far and wide. From there, dignitaries including the wife of former Nigerian President Dame Patience Jonathan, the Minister of State for Petroleum Oil, Senator Heineke Lokpobiri, and others joined the prosperity team for a special dinner at the DSP Alamesia Memorial Banquet Hall. They all commended Governor Diri for what they described as a remarkable achievement in infrastructure, sustainable peace, and overall development of the state. With about 3 years to go, Governor Diri is no doubt on the path to leaving an indelible mark on Bayelsa's development trajectory, setting the stage for lasting growth and progress.
Inside the Niger Delta. Azikiel Group, oil and gas, dredging, power and air transportation. Azikiel Group, petroleum product sufficiency, energy sustainability and infrastructure development.
Former top officials of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC), Senator Victor Nduma Egba and Timi Alaibe, say the intervention agency can only fulfill its mandate in the region if the board and management continually work in unity rather than at cross purposes. Senator Ndoma Egba and Alaibi made this known last week in their respective presentations at a two-day NDDC 2025 Board and Management Retreat held in Lagos.
The two former top brass of the commission took turns over the two-day sessions to share insights and examine issues around decision-making, efficiency, accountability, and sustainable development.
The only way you can integrate the economy into a regional economy is to have the chief executives of all the states sit down together where they look at programs and plans that interconnect the states and make it one whole.
Why the board expects management to make certain level of communication, the CEO should always provide transparent and accurate, updates to the board.
Senator Ndoma Egba and Chief Alaibe, recalling the instability that rocked the boat of the agency in time past, observed that the appointing authority, which is the president, should ensure that this competent board and management serve out their tenure.
Now, have we had any board that finished its term in the history of the NDDC? No, not one. I have appointed myself the team leader to canvass for one board at least to finish its tenure, so that we see the difference. And that board for me is this board.
Previously they have had incessant board dissolution and appointments and so on. You can see development is not happening, and who suffers is the people of the Niger Delta. So you must make sure that there are processes that are in place to not encourage cutting short the tenures of boards and management.
The board members and management team who actively participated in the different sessions reiterated their resolve to remain one indivisible entity in order to drive the wheels of development across the region in line with the renewed hope agenda of President Tinubu.
Because some of us are in a non-executive capacity, and so we must interact with those in executive capacity to ensure that we're all on the same page and that we can make plans and strategies for the year and going forward.
The MD of the NDDC, Dr. Obuku, also took time to highlight some of the achievements of the Commission that are now changing the narrative across the region.
The Operation Light Up the Niger Delta has been so successful that today, as I speak, many communities, in their request to us for projects, they request for light. Communities where some persons, right from when they were born, they never saw light. Those communities, they can see light today.
The board and management also expressed gratitude to Mr. President for approving the deduction of contributions from the 9 member states to the NDDC directly from source.
Inside the Niger Delta.
The leadership of the Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, says the commission will continue to work tirelessly to fast-track infrastructure development across communities in the region. The Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the NDDC, Dr. Samuel Ogbuku, made this known last week at the commissioning of the reconstructed Abraka Oben Road, which connects Ethiop East local government area in Delta State to Orionwa local government area in Edo State. Dr. Ogbuku added that the NDDC is irrevocably committed to the completion of critical but long-abandoned road projects that will enhance interconnectivity and promote the socio-economic well-being of the people in the region.
The Niger Delta Development Commission NDDC in 2023 awarded an emergency contract for the construction of the 9.6-kilometer Abraka Oben Road, which connects Ethiop East in Delta State to Orionwa local government area of neighboring Edo State. This became necessary due to the deplorable state of the road, which made commuting a nightmare, coupled with the frequent incidents of armed robbery and kidnappings in the area. In just a little over a year, The Commission has completed the reconstruction of the 9.6-kilometer road. Last week, the Minister for Regional Development, Engineer Abubakar Momo, performed the symbolic inauguration of the project. Engineer Momo, who was impressed with the swift delivery of the project, commended the board and management of the NDDC for a job well done.
Other regional development commissions that are about to start operation, they have to take a look at the very positive aspects of NDDC, the harmonious relationship with which the management team and the board have been working. It is a perfect one, and that is the more reason why today we can see development here and there.
For his part, the Managing Director and Chief Executive Officer of the Commission, Dr. Samuel Obuku, reaffirmed the Commission's commitment to sustained investment in critical infrastructure across the 9 states in the region.
Before reconstructing this road, we have also intervened in the East-West Road, areas that were failed last year that became impassable. The NDC was able to intervene, and it also reduced the sufferings of our people. We have to do all this to complement the effort of the Ministry of Works, because we all serve the same government, and we are all working towards ensuring that the renewed hope is real.
Road users who were excited about the new road expressed gratitude to the NDDC for completing the project.
The road bad before, but as for now, the road is very neat and very okay. We thank God for the president, we thank God for the NDDC.
The team also made a whistle stop to inspect the ongoing reconstruction works on the Abraka-Agbo Road. This is a part of the deplorable Abraka-Agbo Federal Road that was first awarded for construction sometime in 2025 by the federal government. NDDC's intervention on the critical link road will ease the current struggles of commuters in the area, as well as enhance the socio-economic activities of the people.
Inside the Niger Delta.
Well, that's the size of our package on the program for today. Inside the Niger Delta, the authentic voice of Nigeria's oil-rich region, will be back same time, same station next week. Till then, you can follow us on our social media handles shown right now on your screens. And please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDNTV Nigeria. Until next week, I am MAMODE AKUGHA, thanking you for staying tuned. Bye for now.